And joining us now here on the program, happy to catch up with Matt Gast, United Soybean Board Communication and Education Chair from North Dakota. Matt, thanks for being with us here today. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, doing well. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, let's talk a little bit first of how planting has gone this spring. I know in some areas of the Northern Plains, been a little bit of a tough go with the wet weather and things like that. How have things gone on your operation, your neighbors, et cetera, here? And hopefully we've gotten things in the ground. I mean, talk about just how this spring planting season has gone for you on your operation.
Yeah, the way the winter looked, it was a mild, warm winter. The spring looked very promising. To get in early, get a head start on things, and that kind of changed. It stayed cool, got a little wet, and it's been challenging trying to get around the rain and stuff. But we actually finished planting last week. And so last Wednesday, Thursday, I think it was. And then now we're just trying to get caught up on spraying here with the rain we've had. We've been behind on that, but we're slowly getting caught back up on that again. So
how is some of the early season stand looking on stuff that's emerged, soybeans, corn, canola, whatever the case may be? I mean, how are things looking on your farm or what you've seen from your neighbors, some of that early stand?
Yeah, the stand has been good. Everything's kind of, a little bit behind with the wet, cool weather that we had, but things, should catch up here when we get some heat. But everything looks, pretty good that as far as stand wise. With how wet it was, there's some areas of, a few drowned out areas, but for the most part, you had to go around a lot of stuff. So there's not a lot of areas that on our farm, at least, that got drowned out from the heavy rains that we had, because we had to go around those areas anyways because they had so much water in them. So that's one bright spot, at least, is there's not a lot of loss in those areas. So,
well, good to hear. Hopefully we can continue to have some good weather here for the growing season and more. A couple other things we want to talk to you about. Your role as communication education chair. I know you guys do a lot of education at the United Soybean Board about the importance of U.S. soy and the checkoff and some of the things and the investments that you guys make to help kind of elevate the profile of soybeans, so to speak, and talk about some of the work you guys have been doing recently.
Yeah, it's the job of the Communications Education Committee and the staff, the comms team at USB to, tell the story of U.S. soy, get out there, publications, get things out there, the consumers, make them aware of things, as well as keep the farmers that pay the checkoff, keep them updated as to what we're doing with these checkoff dollars and how we're investing them. We got our work group areas that invest money in under supply and demand, and then those three priority areas. But it's the job of Communications and Education Committee to really tell the story and advocate, teach people about things that those committees or those work groups are working on to get out the work that they're doing. One of the new things is firefighting foam that they're using soy in now. The Goodyear tires we talk about, replacing petroleum with the soybean oil. And soy has won a couple awards recently for some campaigns that we have done. There's actually a documentary coming out this Saturday on A&E. I believe it's at 1 p.m. or noon. It's a documentary called Groundbreaking, and it tells the story of U.S. soy and the backstory of it and just how it's evolved and all the things that it's involved in. We had a red carpet premiere of it here last week in St. Louis that we attended. And it's, as a soybean farmer, some of the things that we learned, it was very, very beneficial. So I encourage everybody to tune in to that this Saturday to check that out. It's very good documentary.
Definitely. I've seen some previews for that documentary as well. And to your point, it does look very, very good. Well, and I think about this too, Matt, just the diversity of soybeans and U.S. grown soy. I mean, we think about different soy foods. You mentioned that soy foam for firefighters, different consumer products, animal agriculture, of course, biofuels. I think about all the new crush plants coming online, especially in North Dakota, in your area as well. I mean, there's a lot of different things in front of us that we're doing currently and in the future that U.S. soy is going to have a role in, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the biofuel things, that keeps expanding. We're getting more crush facilities up on the online here. But animal egg is still by far our number one customer, and so that's very important to what we do. Continually trying to work on our current markets, but as well as focus on new emerging markets and find new areas for soy. And so it's very exciting to see some of these things. I had an opportunity to speak at a buyers outlook conference in Vietnam this past September, and we brought up the expansion of crush and biofuels, and I had numerous people from different countries around the world, particularly in Southeast Asia, come up, and they were concerned about that they're not going to get enough soybeans shipped to them because of the quality of our beans. And we said, hey, no, we're still, international markets are still huge for us. Obviously we want domestic markets, but this is a world thing, and so we're really focused on continuing that and continuing to find new markets, but build on existing markets. I think that's very crucial to, with all the partners that we have, and to continue to build on them, and just showcase that U.S. soy is the preferred choice and the best quality bean in the world.
Well, I know folks can find more information, unitedsoybean.org. Matt, real quick before we let you go, anything else going on with the United Soybean Board or any of the different projects or education that you guys are doing right now you'd want to mention, or anything you'd want to reiterate to folks listening in today?
Just that we're here to, we take this role as being appointed to the United Soybean Board. It's an honor to be appointed to this board and to serve, all 515,000 soybean farmers. And we just want them all to know that we're working on their behalf and doing everything we can to make the return on investment into the checkoff even, greater every day. Currently it sits at, for every dollar someone puts into the checkoff, it's $12.34 return on investment. And we're, every day working to try and make that number grow. So.
Well, good thoughts. Appreciate the time. UnitedSoybean.org for more information. And with that, Matt Gast, USB Communication and Education Chair from North Dakota. Matt, thanks for being with us here today on the program. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.